What's up, fam? Peace. It's your boy D Wheels. Actually got a breakdown today, y'all. Actually, this happened yesterday. Turbo. Whenever you start hearing any kind of weird sounds coming from up under your hood, it's always good to pull over and check it out. Don't just keep driving. Okay, so unfortunately, in this case here, I do not ride around with a spare turbo in my truck. Okay, so I do keep a lot of extra little parts, hoses and clamps and all that type of stuff there, but not too many people ride around with all spare parts to the engine in their truck. Okay, so turbo went out on me yesterday, and I'm trying to put a light on here so you can see here. Let's see if I can get this light correctly here. Try to get it to mount up somewhere. Oh, okay, that looks pretty good. Move this hose out the way here. Okay, so this is the colder side of the turbo right here, and I was hearing a screeching type noise. Now, if you look in here closely, you can see like this propeller should spin freely. See how it's spinning freely right there? When it only spins, I'm gonna try to spin it around. See, it stops. It's actually the axle, or the you know what I'm saying, the main shaft is warped now, and it's spinning cocksided. I mean, it's actually right there. It's scrubbing. You can see. I'm trying to get my finger out of the way, but if you can see along the bottom edge, actually all the way around, because the propeller shaft was so warped enough that the whole blade is you know what I'm saying, it's wobbling in the shaft. It's wobbling, and so at one point it's free, and then halfway around it's scrubbing, and you can see it's been cutting a groove. It's been cutting a groove actually into the metal housing right there. So that's that scraping I was hearing. Okay, if I would have kept it's doing worse than it was yesterday when it first happened. It was a little bit looser. If I would have kept driving, I could have actually started breaking these fins off and just really had a problem, because it would sometimes the turbo would suck all that crap. It'll suck all that crap right down the pipe and run all that shit into the charge air cooler, and you know, and it's a bigger mess. So I stopped right away and avoided all of that damage. But like I said, I got one coming. Probably be here by lunchtime or just a little after lunch. I actually got it from Volvo in Charlotte, North Carolina, because down here in Florida, man, they were trying to rate me on the prices. And so I'd rather just have my wife bring me another one. You know, it's a little trip, but for the amount that they was trying to rate me down here in Florida for a new turbo, it was worth it just having her bring me one. Okay, it just didn't make. I'm not gonna get taken advantage of like that. You know, of course I had to sit on the side of the road and all of that, but I'm not gonna get taken advantage of by these folk down here in Florida. You know, especially, you know, at these dealers and stuff, because they'll stick it in you, man. They'll stick it in you, okay, and break it off, turn it sideways and break it off. All right, so that's the deal with that right there. Like I said, that propeller is pretty much stuck in that position. Like I said, I can get it to move a little bit. See, I can get it to move now. Now it's at the free spot. So you can imagine if that thing was just going around at that certain spot, it's hitting the sidewall and it's creating that problem. Okay, so that's no good anymore. So again, I'm gonna back out. Like I said, I'm back out, and so you see, I've removed the EGR valves. I just got them sitting out the way. I didn't disconnect the coolant lines from them because, you know, I don't want to, you know, if I don't have to, you don't want to start leaking coolant everywhere. So I still left the coolant lines and everything connected, and I've taken off like the oil supply lines on top of the turbo, and the return lines. You know what I'm saying? I've taken all of that off. One right here, which is this line right here. I kind of got it kinked down out the way. See if I can pull this thing about. But this line right here, you know what I'm saying, it just goes, mounts right up top here, on top of there. I've taken that one off, and there's one at the bottom, if you can see, right here, right where that light is shining. That pipe down there, that pipe going down below. Okay, so I've taken that one loose also. Okay, so and then the main stud bolts, 1, 2, and there's 2 more around the back side of this steer. Now I soaked those things down with like WD-40, PB Blast. I soaked them down last night. So far I've got 3 of these broken loose already. I got 1 more to break loose this morning on the other side. And other than that, I'll just take loose the main clamp here that goes to my, this is basically my EPG, or the canister that activates the engine brake. That's what all this is back here. So I'll just take that clamp loose and separate the rest of the turbo housing and everything. But the thing I gotta do right now is break that last nut loose on the stud that's on the back side back there. I break that one loose, everything else should go pretty smoothly. So that's what it's about right now. Y'all, I'm gonna get to work. Like I said, I got plenty of time though, because like I said, turbo probably not gonna be down here till maybe around 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. So I got plenty of time to get everything off and get it cleaned up and just be waiting on and doing. Okay, so okay fam, any other things that had to come off is of course the pipe coming off the turbo that goes down and feeds the charge air cooler and all that stuff right there. Let me see if I can you see I took that off. I just got it sitting on the ground. That's all the rest of the piping that connects up and everything. So anyway, that's it, y'all. Just wanted to show y'all some of the things you have to go through sometime as an owner-operator out here. You know what I'm saying? When you, again, a truly owner-operator, which own authority and everything else like that. And it's one of the positives of being leased on. When you're leased on to a carrier, most of the time, because your truck is actually leased on to them. They're leasing your equipment. That's what they're doing. You may be the driver, but they're leasing that equipment from you. And so most of the time, they will help you get your truck fixed and get you towed in and all kind of stuff there. And a lot of times, depending on how big the company is, they will, a lot of times they'll front you up front, you know, pay for your stuff up front and then take it out your check in increments. You know, just depends on your relationship with them. But that's one of the good things about being leased on. Like I said, once you jump out here with your own authority, you are truly out here on your own, okay? So just keep that in mind right there. All right, y'all, this your boy D Wheels, just dropping a little, you know, let you know where I'm at right now and what the situation is. And I'll try to get back with you when the new turbo arrives and try to show some of the installation process. Okay, y'all? All right, peace, man.